Hi all, Hal here with more Empyrion. And yeah, so this might be a little bit shorter than normal because as you can see, our last save, which, you know, we just recorded an episode a couple of days ago, we actually had some problems where my system crashed. I don't know if it was the game, my system, whatever. And apparently it ended up corrupting the save. Now, on the plus side, the game actually knows that the save is corrupt, and it's telling me right there. As you can see, it doesn't have a location for me, and I can't load the game. But I can load older games, so that's kind of funny. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup of the current game, so that means we're going to have to restart. So let's go. Hi all. So, what we're doing now is trying to figure out which game mode we want to play. So we've been doing a lot of like the default / tutorial kind of stuff where we go through and we're doing actual Let's Plays. I'm actually thinking about starting in Dawn of the Galaxy. Now, if I could do this, which would be our medium difficulty, or Orbit, which would be the hard difficulty. Now, I've not actually done the Dawn of Galaxy stuff since it was introduced. Early on, I actually did the easy start, where you start in this nice little base and all these things go on, and when you trigger stuff, you have like a meteor or an artifact that shows up. So I'm trying to figure out, since we've already done basically this one, at least what was there at the time, I'm thinking we'll start on the medium difficulty. I'm really tempted to start on the Orbit. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, let's do this one. We're going to change our seed up. And sure, why not? Let's give that a try. So here we go. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take to load, so I think I may do a quick cut and bring it back when we're a little bit further along. All right. See you in a bit. And we're back. Didn't take too long. Just a couple of minutes. Right, so we have a POI over there that looks like it is friendly. Got magnesium. Got a wood cabin. So that's going to be, I think that's our starter base. This is going to hurt. Ow. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab our stuff out of here. Wants me to place my survival constructor already? Okay. Except for the fact that I don't start one. Alrighty then. Alright, so we're going to mark this as complete. We're going to mark these as complete. Oh, that's really annoying. Alright. Need to change that. Right. So we are on edible plants. So we need a medical plant. Do you qualify as medical? No. Alright. It was worth a try. You do not qualify either. Okay. You do, though. Alright. Cacti. No. There we go. We have consumed an item. Okay, so now we need to kill an animal. I'm not going to worry too much about that. What we are going to worry about is... See, I don't even have a drill. Oh, crap. Alright, so I don't have a whole lot of choice in it. I'm going to have to actually head over to... You know what? It might actually be... Let's head over to the wood cabin. And hopefully we don't get a patrol craft this time. Oh, so for those who don't know, go watch the previous episode. Oh, man. So basically what happened is the planets have, in the normal game, the planets have patrol craft now, defense craft. And what happened was that our base spawn ended up a little bit closer than was probably warranted to the path of this thing, and it'll attack anything that is player aligned. So your bases, vehicles, you know, whatever. And what ended up happening was that it was basically within range. So when it spawned and it started its pathing, its path took it pretty much directly past the base. I came back from going out and doing some resource gathering, and my base was a smoking crater. So yeah. It was interesting. Not a experience that I would recommend for others, but you know. Now, if we're really lucky, look at this. So the reason I'm picking up these things, the T6, the Alien Plasma T6, is what you need to make really good health kits. You need that and 3 pieces of aloe, right? So we got this, we got this. I think you need like alien parts or something like that as well. It's been a while since I've made them. But with us starting with so little bit of stuff, I want to make sure that we actually... There. So we've got iron, we've got magnesium, both readily available in the area. That's good. Now, the orange trees always make me nervous because when... So basically, the first day in-game... Now, I don't know if this is true for the scenarios or not, but we're going to hope that it is. But basically, the first day in-game leaves you pretty much... Everything leaves you alone. You don't really run into hostile creatures unless you go really far out of your way looking for them. The second day in-game... This goes away, so you start getting the hostile creatures. Excuse me, hiccups. I was say around day 3 or so, you end up with just really ugly amounts of creatures. So, okay, that is a sealed door. Those are all sealed doors, yes? Nice. Okay, so we have multi-charge, we have a plasma cannon charge, we have all of our starter stuff, which is good. We actually have, oh look, they moved these inside. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fill this thing first. Temperature is a little high. Then throw the stuff in here. Our base is turned on. Alright. So now we can start moving some of this stuff around. We're going to need to place our emergency O2 kit. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw the antidote pills in there. We're going to throw the water in there. We'll throw the plasma in. Okay, so we have a base. Yay. Now, do I have any O2 tanks? No, I don't. So what we need to do now is to place our emergency crafting station. Trying to figure out which way might be the best way to do this. That looks like a drone or something. Alright. So I'm guessing, you know, we don't really have a whole lot of choice in the matter. So let's place it over here. No. Alright. And then we're going to place this over here. Now this doesn't require us to have any power, so we just turn this thing on. We're going to go ahead and throw that in. We're going to have this produce our motorbike for us. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and drop this stuff in here because it doesn't really matter what order you drop it on. We don't have a multi-tool yet. Okay. So let's actually... I just realized I need Promethean, and I need a lot of it very quickly here. Which Promethean deposit is the closest? They're all pretty much the same as far as we're concerned right now. Oh yeah, let me grab my mini bike. Mini bike will actually be useful on this particular planet. There we go. Okay. That was just a bird, not a drone, not a planetary defense ship. Alright, so let's go get our Promethean here. Because we're going to need Promethean. Oh, that's going to hurt. So we're going to need Promethean, we're going to need magnesium, and we're going to need iron. Those are the three things that we need to get en masse as quickly as possible. Alright, so if we go this way, will this get us a little closer? It does get us a little bit closer. Now, the reason why I'm trying to get as close to it as possible is because what will happen is we will eventually run out of fuel, and in order to make fuel, we have to find a body of water. So we have a large body of water over here, so there might be some seaweed there. But I don't want to have to spend a lot of time, you know, going to get stuff if I don't need to. Now, if you notice, we are picking up a little bit of radiation because Promethean is radioactive. So keep that in mind. You will eventually start taking a little bit of rad damage there, as you can see. And this is important to know because you will eventually cook yourself, basically. Rather frightening that I can joke about this, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and grab some of this. Now, each one of these is going to give me 2 small fuel packs. And that's important to know because basically what we're going to do is we're going to grab as much of this as we can. And this is one of the few times when I will say use whatever fuel you think you can get away with using safely. Normally I would say grab like 100 or 2, you know, about 100 of the starting resources that you really need, which would be magnesium, iron, and Promethean. The catch is that on this particular planet, because we don't have a breathable atmosphere, we're going to be very dependent upon our oxygen generators. All of our oxygen generators are going to require Promethean power packs. So we are going to pick up as much of this as we can, hopefully maximizing our fuel efficiency. And we have a magnesium deposit right there. So what I'll probably do is take this down to the point where we're, I don't know, about 250 or so. fuel left. Yeah, so we're at 81 right now. So we're actually doing pretty good. Go ahead and grab some of this. One of the things to keep in mind is you don't want to just basically blind drill where you're just sitting here for hours on end drilling, because if you notice when you mouse over these, it'll tell you have a couple of minutes. From about the time they spawn to the point they despawn is about 3 minutes worth of time. So if you're not picking this stuff up in 3 minutes, you're going to start losing the resources you've been mining, which is really, really bad. Because, like I said, fuel right now for this thing is rather limited, and you want to make sure you are not just throwing resources away. Alright, so more. Alright, so how much is that? That gets us pretty close to where I want to be. Okay. With luck, that's 125? 124. We were close. Alright. Okay, so we've got that one. We don't have a whole lot of time here, so... Alright, so we've got magnesium, we have iron, so let's get up over this hill. Once we get up to the top of the hill, we'll put down the mini bike. Or the motorbike, sorry, a little too much of another game with a mini bike in it, or with a bicycle of type. Don't forget to reload your weapons. Don't reload the drill. Let it run out of fuel before you reload it, because if you reload it before you run out, you will basically throw fuel away. Are you still active? No, okay. Alright, so we've got that. Whee! Now, part of the other reason of grabbing as much of this as you can comfortably do so early on is that, like I said, later on, in the next day or two in-game, you're going to start getting hostile creatures. When the hostile creatures start spawning, it makes your life much, much more difficult. So, do yourself a favor, get the resources that you absolutely positively need as early as possible. Now, I would love to have some copper and some silicon in the area. Those are two things that I'm going to need a lot of. I'm also going to need cobalt. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for it, not open for it, but I'm not going to go out of my way looking for it right now, because I don't absolutely positively have to have it immediately. It is something that we can wait a day or so for. Now, this does mean that we're going to run a larger risk in what we're going to be facing later, because of the fact that we're going to have to worry about the drone spawns and such. But let us get through this as quickly as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and just burn this until we've used all the fuel in it, because as you can see, we're going through it pretty quickly. And hopefully this will give us enough magnesium to last a little while. Absolute minimums that I would go back with for magnesium would be 50. Again, 100 would be better. You want to get as much of this as you can. 33, that's not enough. Okay, so we are going to have to reload. And we are going to have to keep spending some resource here. Let's grab a little bit more of this. Now there's, as you can see, collision on these blocks. So be careful if you are near the edge of something. Like if you're digging on the side of a mountain or something like that, and you get the resource blocks pop out like that, they can knock you off the cliff. I've had it happen, which isn't generally too bad of a thing. Ever since the newest update, now that we're in Alpha 6, you can get broken legs, which will slow you down. So don't do that. That's what it comes down to. don't put yourself in situations where you are going to harm yourself. So let's grab a little bit more of this. I should be pretty close to that 100 mark, I think. Right. Yeah, we're 72. We're getting really close. I'm going to go ahead and just grab the initial 100 that I want. Hopefully. Now, the way that the resources work, the voxel system basically has a set value, and as you get enough deformation into the terrain where you're seeing this stuff shrinking and contracting, when you get enough of it, it will basically pop a node out. So, I know that sounds dirty. But each of the voxels are tracked individually. Makes it really easy. So is that all of it? I feel like I'm missing some. I guess not. Alright, come on. There we go. 100 even. Awesome. Alright. So we've got that, and now we need iron, which is directly over that way. So, go east, young man. Oh, copper. Nice. If I have enough time, I might stop and pick some of that up. Oh, that's going to be bad. Oh, that actually worked out better than I thought. Now we're going to pick that up because a couple of reasons. One, it's been found that the motorbike actually induces lag if it's left out too long. It's something about the way that the polys for it are tracked. It's kind of silly, but you know, I'm going to believe the devs on it. Okay, so then it should be... I was going to say, there was a 13.4 in here somewhere. Oh, iron. Give me all of the iron. Now, early on, like prior to Alpha 6, the way that you wanted to mine was basically to start at the top and essentially flatten the entire thing out and just dig it down so that you were basically mashing down as much of it as possible, because you would end up getting more resource out of it than it was rated for. So you see how that copper deposit says there's 6,896 units. If you go in with a really good mining tool, like a tier 2 mining tool or one of the hover vessel mining drills, you might get like 7,000 or even 7,100, 7,200 out of it if you maximize your efficiency. In order to do that, you basically start at the top, work your way down. Now, with the changes in Alpha 6, this is less of an issue. It's still an issue, it's just less of it. Basically what you want to do is now you just kind of dig through the middle and then expand out as you need to. I myself still do the old way. It's just habit and makes me feel more comfortable. But I've seen really good results just playing around with it, where you just dig straight through the node and then you start digging out from the center. Like I said, you'll end up getting resources much more quickly, but I still think that you get more resources total if you take your time and actually pull the whole thing apart. So a little bit more. And come on. Give me ore. Thank you. Do we have any more ore over here somewhere? That was it for that. How much did we get? We got 70 out of that. That's not too bad, actually. We'll put our stone up there, so we are going to go ahead and reload this one more time. And what I'm going to do is I think I'll go ahead and do a quick cut here, because we are starting to run a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process over there at the copper. And then when I have the resources, what we'll do is we'll head back to base, and I'll bring you back once we're back at base. And we're back. So, I actually need to find... What did we do with it? I put it down here somewhere. Back here? Yes, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop off all that resource we just picked up. Now, first things first, I want to get the... I need to get... I don't know, let's go 5 of those. Go 5 of those. And what this will do is each one of these Promethean fuel packs take 10 pellets. Each ore refines into 10 pellets. So basically what you're looking at is however much of this you bring back, you double that, and that's how many your maximum of these will be. So what'll happen is that, so let's say we have 120 and we queue up 120 of these, we'll get 240 because this will take those 10 pellets and turn it into 2 fuel packs. Makes it nice and easy. So we got that. Now before we do anything else, we are going to drop both of those in there. And in about 2 minutes, we will have more fuel tanks, or air tanks, I should say. And what that will allow us to do is to continue to breathe. So it's a good thing. All right. So we are actually going to go ahead, and I am going to go for more. That gives us just over, or just under 4 hours. Now this is actual time. This is real time. So you want to keep that in mind. All of your durations tend to be in real time. Everything else is in game time. So if you get things, let's see, we're going to go like that, like that, like that. We'll even create a bunch of that. And then we'll queue up a few of these. What do I need for that? I need cobalt. I don't have any cobalt. That's bad. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to queue up that. What this will do is this basically we're making the components that we'll need for ammo. I don't have magnesium powder yet, but that's okay. And that's going to give me 100 bullets, which we will go through very, very quickly. So go ahead and let that run for now. 23 seconds, and we will have another oxygen tank, which is good because that'll get our O2 up to the point where we can survive a little bit longer. Now we do have food over here, so if we do need to eat, we're okay as far as that is concerned. Now I never use the chainsaw. The chainsaw, in my opinion, is completely useless. Because even if you want to make a wood appearance, you can now paint things so that it actually looks like that item instead. So I don't really worry about chainsaw too much. So we're going to go over here. Look, we have an oxygen tank. Now if you shift left click, you'll be able to use the items straight out of that inventory. Okay, so it looks like the next one's coming up. Alright. Now we have a large body of water here. We're going to mark that. We're going to set this as a waypoint so that it'll show up yellow. We're actually going to set a waypoint here to show that it is our home. All right, we're just going to call this base for now. And then if you've noticed, I have these set to show up on HUD. And that's so that no matter where I am on the planet, whenever I'm on the planet, they are going to show up on our little radar in the top right corner. Now, the reason this is important is because if you get over the horizon line and you're not sure which way you need to go, you don't have to open your map to look. It basically will keep you pointed at the base every time, all the time. Very, very useful. Now, we have not found any cobalt, have we? No. Which means we are going to have to go exploring, and I'm betting our cobalt's over here along with a bunch of places. Now, if you see these little indents like this, we're going to have that move on approach. We're going to set it to that. Okay, those little indents show you where there are bases on the planet. So if you pay attention and you look carefully on your map like this, it will tell you where you have things of interest. Basically, the points of interest in the game will have a footprint around them that if it's not level enough, the game will flatten it out so that they can place the item. Once you've played for a while, you'll get good at telling, because each one of these footprints tend to be somewhat unique. So if you notice, like the one that we placed here, this one is probably that POI that we saw when we came down. I'm not sure if it should be, which I think might be either one of the research outposts or a residential block. Let's see here. We're gonna look for a few more things. Oh, well, at least, I don't know, I'm not seeing a whole lot, which means there's probably stuff over in here. I'm betting the drone base is over here. Alright, so I do think, oh, there's one. Aha, look at all those. We got two right here. There's our trade station. Now, if we're lucky, these are friendly. If we are unlucky, these are all hostile. Which one are you willing to bet on with my luck? So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and map these out so I know that there's things around us. Oh, which way is the closest? So if we go, yeah, we're gonna have to go east, which means we're gonna see a lot of stuff. All right. So, I think that's what we'll do next time. I want to thank you all for stopping in today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit those like buttons. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe as well. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down in the section below the video. I do my best to answer them as well as I can. If I miss you, I apologize. Nothing personal. I just ran out of time. And as I am out of time, I am out of here. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Empyrion. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, okay, so we already got that going. I'm gonna need magnesium. I need to find cobalt so I can make my next weapon. Decisions.